China accounts for over a third of international students in the United States, but the Trump administration's move to revoke the visas of over 1,000 Chinese students considered high risk could force other Chinese nationals to rethink a U.S. education. Lynette Lim tells us why.
26-year-old Xie Shuhao is a graduate student at New York University. But he's now stuck in China as the US had suspended regular visa services in China in February, citing concerns over COVID-19. For now, classes have moved online. But now that the Trump administration has cancelled more than 1,000 visas for Chinese nationals deemed security risks, it's thrown more uncertainty into his plans to resume classes in the States.
如果之后中美的关系缓和了，或者说美国大选结束了，疫情也没有这么严重的情况下，我觉得我下学期还是会继续去到美国去学习的。对。
Shu Hao is among some 360,000 Chinese nationals studying in the U.S., bringing in substantial revenue to U.S. colleges. And many have watched on with increasing horror as Sino-U.S. relations plunged to historic lows following clashes over issues ranging from trade to Hong Kong and the coronavirus.
So I was looking at the most recent visa restrictions and the fact that they revoked 1,000 students' visas. And I realized a lot of these students aren't actually affiliated to the military. The fact that they went to a middle school or a high school that's affiliated to the Chinese military doesn't actually mean anything. And I think a lot of this is just paranoia and witch hunt by the U.S. administration right now.
China's foreign ministry has described the U.S. move as naked political persecution and racial discrimination that seriously violated human rights. It also said that China reserves the right to make a further response on this issue. Meanwhile, Asian American activists have warned that the Trump administration's orders will create a climate of suspicion on American campuses. The students that we spoke to noted that the Trump administration has on multiple occasions promoted the idea that Chinese students are spies. They say this makes them uncomfortable, but for many of them, studying in the US is a long-held dream. And even under the current circumstances, alternative destinations like Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom are still far less attractive. With Sino-US relations seemingly on a never-ending downward spiral, students like 19-year-old Tian Yufang are increasingly pessimistic.
My entire childhood, I've always had plans to move to the U.S. or to study elsewhere in my mind, and just because I actually believed that at this time and age I was able to become a global citizen of some sort. Even though I was born in one country and I could move to another country. And I think that reality is crumbling. And I think if I were a middle school student in China today, I wouldn't feel the same thing. And people are making backup plans just because this idea of a global village is fading away.
Many think that even if Democrat Joe Biden wins the U.S. elections in November, he'll continue being tough on China. And Chinese students may soon have to decide if a U.S. education is worth the risks of getting caught in the crosshairs of rising Sino-U.S. tensions. Lynette Lim, CNA, Shanghai.